What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday afternoon. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. Yeah.
Yep. Hump
Uh,
day.
Happy to have everybody here and happy to have my main man, Joe, back. It has been a while, man. That's what, since last
Yeah.
Thursday was when we had a
Yeah. It's been a
play.
minute.
So the NBA is kind of back. um, so,
Great
we,
value NBA.
yeah, we definitely had to hop on here. We definitely had to talk about it. Um, so yeah, just to first off, as far as our play of the day yesterday, North Alabama, they got the job done. Uh, we actually laid the 16 points with them. I believe they won by 18, right there at the end. Um, but yeah, so today, we're not sure what the play of the day is going to be yet. We're just gonna go through the show and just kind of see what's up.
Okay.
um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions about any certain games, definitely put them in the chat. Um, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and get started. Um, I guess the NBA game, man. Let's just go ahead and dive in there. Um, I'm gonna get this retweeted real quick.
Yep. I just retweeted it. I retweeted it from my wrong page though, so got to log into the other one. Still not the best at that.
All right, we got the Hornets and we got the Lakers. Um, Man, it's a weird game. Just because it's obviously the game wasn't supposed to be here. They moved the game here. This was because this actually was a makeup game, right?
Yep.
Okay,
This
yeah.
was the LA Fires game.
Okay, yeah. So this is a makeup game. So normally coming off of the All Star break, everybody's been on a beach in some other country, or they've all been somewhere. Well, not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
So that first day back to me is actually it's just already a day where I want to go slow. Um, you know, it has to be something that I really like. So now this game is a day even be like for that.
Right.
Um, and so yeah, it's a lot going on. So you got that going on, and yeah, there's a lot of little other things going on too. And actually, I think I'm going to let you actually talk about those because I believe that actually you have a play on a certain player there.
I do. I have 3 plays today. Couldn't wait for NBA to come back, man.
Okay.
So the first thing is you got to think about all the drama that's been going on, right? That's pretty much going to tie into all 3 of my plays. I took a different angle because I know something's going to hit, right? Um, so the first piece of drama was LeBron James not playing in the All-Star game.
Yep.
Oh man, LeBron, you could have called out so somebody else could have showed up. Yeah, I get it, but damn, the dude thought he was a game time decision, right? I'm not a LeBron fan at all. Do. I'm probably one of his biggest haters, but I'm starting to appreciate him now that he's been doing it for so long. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm saying all that to say this. I do feel like he should have put on the uniform because damn, even though you're not playing, your ass can put on clothes. Like
At
let's
least
not let's not get carried away. But years past, other players have done it and nobody said anything. Jimmy Butler's done it. Shaquille O'Neal's done it. But when they did it, they put on suits and they stood in the back, right? They didn't try to mess up the picture. I feel like LeBron wanted to be center of attention because he was smack dead middle of the picture. But it's whatever.
yeah.
So I do think you get a fresh and healthy LeBron from not playing in the All-Star game. That's one. Two, let's think about the cities because where the game's played matters, right?
Yep.
This is LA's first major game since the All-Star break, and it's really this game is a makeup game for the LA Fire, so the city has something to play for, which is why I took the team total. Um, but also think about it, Charlotte. Charlotte is not a city like Los Angeles. Those players are coming from Cabo and they're going to LA. So, I mean, come on, man. And this is also Charlotte's first time, I think, having their starting lineup not injured. Like all of their players on the starting lineup are actually playing today. So I think there's a ton of value in 13 points. That's a lot of damn points. And they naturally play well against the Lakers anyway. Like last time they played head to head, the Lakers won 112 to 107. And that wasn't 3 years ago. That was literally what, 4 weeks ago in January? So
I was about to say, yeah, that was not.
dude, they match up very well with the Lakers. Because the Lakers are a team where they have this "we're the Lakers" arrogant motto about them, and they play down the competition. So they typically try to blow teams out in the second quarter. Then third and fourth quarter, they let teams back in the game for backdoor covers. It happens all the time, and that's what the Hornets are known for. But like I said, the last couple times they played, what was that? 112 to 107 Lakers, 124 to 118 Lakers. These are single digit covers. Like, and you're gonna give me 13 when all of these guys may still be hungover from the All-Star break? Yeah, I think the Hornets are more interesting to me, having all of their players back for the first time and playing in LA. I think this is a good spot for LA to drop the ball. So
Yeah, they played on that was the 27th, so that was not long ago.
exactly.
So
Exactly. And they only lost by 5. And in theory, the Hornets could have won that game. Like,
yeah. So here's where I'm at. As far as the over, that's where I wanted to be, but that got bet up really fast. It's up to 228 and a half, 229. I actually believe it. I believe it opened at like 223. And I
called it yesterday, right?
So yeah. I like totally missed that because we've been talking about it, man, for the past couple weeks here. Lakers overs, either taking their full game overs or either taking the Lakers team total over. The books still, I just don't think have actually adjusted enough for the lineup they have now and the way they have to play.
Exactly.
They just have not adjusted enough yet. So if this was a normal game, like it wasn't right after the All-Star break, all this stuff going on, a Lakers team total over, specifically a Lakers first half team total over, would definitely be my play. I believe it's at 60 and a half. I would still play that.
Okay.
With everything going on, though, especially with that being a first half play, because if anything's going to come out slow, it's going to be the first half.
Well, that's why I took the full game. I took Lakers team total over 119 and a half, and I got it for minus 107. That thing's been ballooned up to, what is it now? I think it's like 122. So I just want to make sure I'm giving y'all a free actual line you can play.
You can still get a 120 and a half juiced.
Okay. Yeah, but see, now it's juiced, whereas yesterday it was plus money. It was plus money yesterday, but then when I went on to bet it, it moved to 107. I'm like, damn, everybody must be doing the same thing I'm doing. So locking those lines in early.
So, for me, this is a very high variance game, just with everything going on. So when there's a high variance game, well, one, I'm not trying to lay juice on actually anything, and that goes with any game as far as any sport. If you have a high variance spot, you want to figure out the best way to get on your plus money plays. That goes for any sport, like in anything. If it's that high variance, do not be. Well, we can go into that, but actually, don't be buying points. Don't be buying a half point. Don't be doing. Never actually do that.
Killing your ROI when you do that.
I was about to say you really shouldn't ever do that stuff. But because I know people as actually as far as college basketball goes, they love to buy at an actual point, and I'm like, okay, well, if your total is let's say it's 150 something, which is that's actually pretty high for actually that. So that means this is going to be a higher scoring game. The likelihood of that half point or 1 point coming down to matter is very, very slim. Very slim. So that's why a lot of books will not allow you to do it now. But I used to love to sell points.
Exactly.
So
Bovada
now
still allows you to sell
I was about to say, yeah,
That's what I did for the
but
Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah. There's only some certain books that even allow that now, but that's what I would rather do whenever you have a high variance game is sell the total, sell the spread, whatever you're trying to do, just sell up.
Yeah.
With saying that, if I had to make a play on this game, give me the Hornets money line at plus 550.
Oh,
Like I said, this is just a
man.
super high highlight variance game. So, do I think they win? Do my numbers say they win? No. But like I said, this is
But
just a weird
plus
spot.
550. I've
So,
done a lot of dumber things in my life.
right, right. So,
So,
if I was to play it, I would just take a little small play, just throw it on there, just have some fun.
dude. Yeah.
That's me. But
Oh,
there's one thing we haven't talked about there. There was a certain center that the Lakers were supposed to get,
there we
and
go.
as and actually, like as far as his physical, he did not pass it. Well, at least that's what the Lakers say. Um,
Right.
and there was a bunch of drama there about not wanting to go back to Charlotte and all that. Well, anyway, Mr. Williams is back in Charlotte though, and
What better way to get your lick back?
he is, I'm sure, going to be ready to play tonight.
That's play number 2. Double
So
double plus 110.
go on, love it.
Double double. Like I hate juice. Like you and I could talk for ages about why never buying points, always sell of anything. But what I noticed is if you lock in a line early, you typically get the best price on that line, right? So for example, I locked in the Lakers 119 and a half at I tried to lock it in at plus money, but I ended up getting it at 107. And now the team total is 120 and a half for juice for minus 115. And I'm like, damn, like I feel bad for giving it out now. But like I said, I look for plays in which I look for narratives, right? And then I look for plays
Yeah.
that can fit that narrative. So when Mark Williams was going to get traded to the Lakers because they traded away AD, it was like, oh, they look at me like a rookie and I'm really getting my shot in a big city. I'm getting out of Charlotte where players just go to die and I'm going to LA. Like I'm going to be a Laker. Like he had that in his mind and they snatched it all away and said, you failed a physical. Imagine how awkward that was to like go from celebrating it with your family. I know he told all his friends. He probably got ready to sell his house or apartment, whatever, looking for places in LA to you going back to Charlotte? Yeah, I kind of gotta put up points like that. The other thing is Dalton Connect. The reason why I didn't play his lines was because the whole world was on him. I'm like, yeah, that was one side of the trade. But I like Mark Williams. The reason why I like center props first is because they have high efficiency, right? Meaning, if you're dunking the ball, there's less likely of a chance that you're going to have a bad night versus a three-point shooter, in my opinion. High percentage shots. I still believe in it. Then you couple that with Jackson Hayes. Come on, man. That dude's he's not Mark Williams. Like I'm not trying to throw shade at the dude. He's good. He's about what your average first, second, third year player would be. You know what I mean? Like he's doing what you need him to do, but he's not a Mark Williams at all. Like, so give me Mark Williams with a double-double plus 110.
Love that one. Guys, just going to take a little pause right here. There's a bunch of y'all here currently. If there's any college games that you would like us to break down, throw them in the chat. Because we're not really going to take a bunch of time and just like go down that list of games. So if there is any certain games you would like us to talk about, please put them in the chat. But yeah, so as far as that game tonight, is there anything else that you had on that?
So the three that I had were Lakers team total over 119 and a half. I like it up to 122, 123 is probably where I draw the line. Just looking at their last couple games, they put up 119, 132, 124, 120, 122. And those were against teams with pretty solid defenses outside of Utah. Like Pacers, Golden State, and Clippers, all three of them have pretty solid defenses. And I mean, we still don't know what they look like with a fully healthy Luka. Like Luka only scored his high point total was 16 points in those games, and they still scored into the 120s. The reason why is because they're more focused on efficiency. They're not trying to run back and forth up and down the court because they know LeBron can't do that at that pace at this age, right? It's unrealistic. So what they did was they started taking higher percentage shots. So Jackson Hayes rolling to the paint, catching lobs. That's one way of scoring. The other way is LeBron down low. Second way of scoring. Third way of scoring is Luka. Just get the ball to him, get the hell out the way. So all three of those are very efficient ways to score, which is why my favorite prop of the night is Austin Reeves over 11 and a half rebounds and assists. His role has drastically changed since Luka came. He's not on the ball. He's not the primary facilitator. I do think he grabs at least 7 or 8 rebounds, right? But he could flip the script and have 9 or 10 assists. Because think about it. If I'm throwing a lob to Jackson Hayes, that's a dunk, that's an assist. If I throw it to LeBron, he's going to score down low. If I throw it to Luka, he could shoot a 3 and score. Like, there's so many ways for him. That's why I targeted AR instead of Luka, because I feel like Luka's prices are too juiced, and I just haven't seen him do it yet. I know he can, but I haven't seen it. So I'd rather find value in another player, which is why I targeted AR.
Love it. Love it. I don't have seen any certain games in the chat currently. You want to let us look over tomorrow's slate really quick?
Yeah. I got a favorite prop for tomorrow already.
Okay. Because I just glanced over it. I haven't really gone into it yet, but it does look like we have some pretty good games there. Got the Grizzlies and Pacers. Got the Magic and Hawks. That should be a close one. You got the Clippers and the Bucks. You got the Suns and the Spurs. That should be another close one. Then you got the Lakers. Ooh. They're on a back-to-back, and they are actually going to Portland.
Yeah, the Trailblazers might actually beat them. Depending on how close this game is tonight. Those legs won't be fresh, and Portland is fresh.
Very interesting to see that.
You know, I love Portland on the spread, dude. I've been riding that train for a minute. And this is a get right for Portland because they got embarrassed by Denver right before the break too.
Twice.
So that's I mean, Denver finally started playing Denver ball. Like,
yeah. So as far as a prop, what actually game is that from?
Celtics Sixers. Okay. Jason Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. That to me is Christmas. I don't understand why that line is so low. It's probably because Embiid is back, but newsflash, he thinks he can shoot threes better than anybody on the team, so he's not in the paint. Jason Tatum has just historically always done well against the Sixers. I'm getting ready to pull up my notes in 2 seconds, but Jason Tatum is a very underrated rebounder because he does everything else so well. And I also think there's a chance that Jaylen Brown may still be out, which his numbers soar well into the double digits. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a double-double or potentially a triple-double. But let me see.
I mean, oh, sorry, cough there. That line to me does seem low. That's what I'm gonna have to look into more. I mean, because he averages on the season like almost 9,
8.7,
8.7,
8.7 on the season.
What was the juice on that?
7.5 was minus 125. And that was when I locked it in this morning. It's ballooned up to 8.5 right now at minus 102. Okay. So I think other people are finally catching up to
it. All right, there makes more sense.
But head to head, he's averaged 10.9 just over the past couple years. But if we just want to filter it down to, and I also think the reason why we're getting a discount is because he's only averaging 7.2 in his last 5. But look at who he played against: Cleveland, the tree of bigs,
Mhm.
Dallas. Like, dude, it's Dallas got a lot of tall players, man. Like they got AD, they got who else did they have? They got PJ Washington. Like Dallas is a tall, deep squad. So then they played the Knicks. He got 6 against the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns has been on a tear, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's been gradually going up. He had 8 against Miami, and then he had 14 against San Antonio, which is what shocked me, right? Because you would assume Wemby's there, but Wemby's a stretch, right? So he's not in the paint.
Sure.
And Wemby and Embiid do the exact same thing. They're stretches. They're not down low big men, even though they're damn near 8 feet tall. But so
Yeah, like I said, that one to me makes a lot of sense.
yep.
Yeah, just looking over the slate, it looks like tomorrow's show we're gonna have a lot to actually go over because it looks like there's quite a few like good games on. So yeah,
I also like the Celtics on the spread at 8.
okay,
I'm looking at the alt lines because I may play them up to 10 or 11 if possible. And I usually don't do double digit spreads, but dude, I have a personal thing against Embiid, and it needs to be looked at. But dude, when Embiid plays, the Celtics destroy that team. Like he's in my mind, he's a waste of space. You need to sell him now while you can get a lot for him before the rest of the league figures out. Okay, he's just injury prone. He's not gonna come back to, you know, full fruition. But
right.
yeah, man, the last couple times they played, the Celtics have covered this pretty easily. Let's see, last time was on February 2nd. It was 118 to 110. Then Philly beat them 118 to 114, but I don't think Embiid played that game. And then the Celtics, the last time they played was in December. It was 139 to 89. So I mean, the Celtics line up very, very, very well against uh, the Sixers. And I
Yep.
mean, just look at it. The Sixers have lost 5 out of 5 straight. They lost to Miami. They lost to Detroit. They lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Raptors, and they lost to Brooklyn. Like that's, and then you're going to put them against the Boston Celtics, who's been clearing the spread lately. Like they beat San Antonio 116 to 103. They beat the Heat 103 to 85. So they could beat you in high scoring fashion, or they can play defense and beat you. They beat the Knicks 131 to 104. Like, yeah, they're a team to be reckoned with, man.
For
Like
sure.
they beat the Cavs 112 to 105. So I mean, they don't have a problem with scoring. So I don't think the I don't think the Sixers can match the firepower. I really don't.
Makes sense. That makes sense. What's going on, Josh? Yeah, man, hell of a day for us so far. It definitely has been, man. Um, yeah, as far as actually like underdogs for us today, they've been cashing for us. Uh, so yeah, it's definitely nice to go into the night slate. The night slate is pretty small for me. I only have 3 plays, but it's nice to know that I already have a winning day actually locked in.
Yeah, that's a good day.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
day, man.
that is a good feeling. Yeah. So as far as tennis goes, um, most lines should be up after we're done with the show. So I'm probably going to start capping it then. Some of these lines they've been really slow with. The books have. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's actually been this like week for some reason. They've been dropping
Yeah,
the tennis lines a lot later
than
than
usual.
they normally do. So hopefully they're all up, and I can go ahead and get those tennis plays for tomorrow out for us. Um, I know they're not going to start as early as they have been. I know this morning they started. They had some actually like they had to make up quite a few of the matches. So I think they started at like 2 a.m. So
Yeah,
tomorrow is not going to be like that bad. I think the earliest match will start at like 6:30 or actually 7. So
I woke up at 6 o'clock and Rebet was like, "Congratulations, your ticket cash." I'm like, "This is a good problem to have." I start my day with money. Like,
right,
shout out to you for that.
definitely, man. But yeah, guys, if there's any game you want us to break down, put it in the chat now. I have I actually have a college game that I really like, and I'm about to go ahead and talk about it now. So if there's any other college games you want us to go over really quick, drop them in the chat, please. And I'm gonna go to the Alabama game. The hat is on.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. That's
Um,
it. POD.
you know,
I like it. I like it because I was looking into it earlier, and I just okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
you're
like, I
good.
just got excited, man. I'm like, that's it right there. I'm telling you, like,
Bama, they are actually coming off a loss. And I was actually like against them there, so I was happy actually with that loss. But tonight is the night I don't think I am going to jump back on them here. Bama, for one, they're a great road team. As far as on the money line, they're actually 8-1 on the road, and then as the underdog on the road, they are 4-0. I mean, yeah, they're actually just a great road team. But why I really like this game though is because that game on Saturday, they basically shot themselves out of that game. And actually, what I mean by that is they basically shot way too many threes. Yes, Bama shoots a lot of threes. That is definitely what they're known for. I mean, that is what most people actually know them for. But as far as from inside the arc, they are a very good team. As far as their percentage inside the arc, they make it 62% of the time. They're a good team. They love to drive the ball. They actually love to draw fouls. And then tonight they're playing against a team that fouls quite a bit. So I think the game plan tonight, I mean, I really think Oates is going to have them ready to go and have them basically not shooting quite as many threes. And actually, don't get me wrong, they're still going to shoot a lot of threes, but just not quite as many though. And they're going to be driving the ball inside. They're actually going to be getting those extra fouls. This to me is just a very good team. They're a very well coached team. And tonight in this certain matchup, they have a team that's going to be willing to run with them. And I think that actually that only helps them out more. So you're going to play into what they want to actually do here. So for me, all of this sets up to be them being the underdog here. I do not. I just don't think they should be.
Give me the plus money, man. Give it to me. I'm laying it.
The money line it just went down. So as far as what clients got, you can't get quite as much as they did. What do we want, man? The spread's actually up at a couple books. You can either get plus actually 2.5, or you can get the money line at plus 110.
What's the juice at 2.5?
There's a minus 110.
Minus 110 versus a money line of plus 110.
Yeah. So it's a 20-cent different for 2.5 points. Let me just do some math.
Yeah. So if I bet 100, I win 90, or if I bet 100, I win 110. So that's $20. I'm telling you, dude. Just it's the money line for me.
Let's just stick with the money line because that's what I bet. There's what I'm on. And that once again also goes into what we were talking about to start the show. The actual total here is 170 for a college basketball game. That is extremely high.
Yeah.
So that comes back to kind of what I was talking about. When you have such a high scoring game, um, the odds that it's going to come down to that spread is just like it's just actually not as high. Um,
Mm-mm.
so if you like the Bama side, the money line's the play, and if you like the Missouri side, it still looks like you can get a -1.5 at actually some spots. But that's what I would do as far as on that side is actually just go ahead and lay the actual spread. Um,
So
but yeah,
So
man.
one of the things, so I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. So
Okay.
Mizzou is one of the teams that I pretty much follow pretty closely. And what I've noticed when I see Mizzou play Alabama, they just wet the bed every time. Like, excuse me, it's a qualitative factor that I was looking at. 4 out of the last 5 times, Alabama has won convincingly. Like, not, it's not close. And I get it. It's college, teams change, whatever, but coaches don't change that often, right? And then when I look at it as Alabama just laid an egg, they're coming back for revenge. They're 4-1 against the spread. Like, after a bad game, I definitely see them beating on a team that they know that they can beat. Like, I was all on Alabama. So
Totally get it. Yeah, so that's going to be our play of the day. Alabama on the money line. Let's just roll with it. Uh,
yep.
love that play. Roll Tide. Josh, gonna come back to you here. Seen quite a few people on Penn State. Man, that's a game that I wanted nothing to do with. Those are two teams I haven't really been playing on. And actually, like at this point in the year, I have a group of teams that I try to like focus on, and those just are not in that group. Um, I will say this though, and then I'll pull up my actual numbers on it really quick. As far as Penn State, I know that one of our cappers in our group is actually is on the Penn State money line, and I will say they are a homer for the other team. So to see him on Penn State, I was kind of shocked. So that like tells me something there. That either tells me that it's definitely a Penn State or either pass play. Let me just pull up my numbers really quick.
So really quick, I was on Nebraska. I'm not. Let me put this disclaimer out there. I am not the world's best college capper. By far, NBA and NFL are my more profitable sports. But I was all over Nebraska. Just looking at trends, I am a heavy trend guy for us college. Nebraska's 4-1 against the spread in their last four. Meanwhile, Penn State is 0-5. So I mean, maybe there's some value on that Penn State side with the points. But looking at head to head, Nebraska's covered the last 4 out of the 5 games that they played head to head as well. Just to me, I think that Nebraska's the hot hand, and teams can go up and down. Penn State, from what I know, is a very well branded school, so you're buying into that brand, right? And to me, I like lines and no juice, right? So whenever I see a brand, I'm not really about it. Like, I'd rather go with the hot hand at the time. But again, I'm not the world's greatest capper in college, so I thought it was a Nebraska play, but I will stay away because anytime a Penn State or anytime a Nebraska home, like a person that knows their team and they're on the other side, it's always a stay away from me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not 100% about it, it's a stay away from me.
Well, that in this game also, I mean, as far as Penn State, as far as straight up, they are 1-9 their last 10 games. They've only won one out of their last 10 games. As far as being the underdog this actual year, they have actually not won a single time. And actually, then you look on the other side, and Nebraska. I mean, on the season they're 17-9. As a favorite, they are 14-3.
Yeah,
If you're like looking at trends, this tells you bet against Penn State every way possible. Now,
right.
bringing up my like numbers before you add in any home court. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I have I have Nebraska favored by almost 2. So that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. So when you bring in I'm actually court into that, I mean, actually like a pick'em game, is basically where I have this. Um, saying everything, Penn State, eh, it looks like that sharp spot. Um, with how bad they've been playing, though, that'd be tough for me to back. It almost seems like one of those fake sharp spots. uh, but like I said, there's a team that I just don't know that actually well, Josh. But I will say one of our cappers is on Penn State, and he is on them on the money line.
Is that KO?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely staying away from it. That dude KO has been on fire. Another world type fire, man.
um. So yeah, he's on that one. So yeah, I'm just staying away
I
there.
I came back to team 1-9, dude. I just don't have the nuts to do it. But KO has been so on fire in the Discord that it's like, yep, staying away from that dude, man. He finds the like I've tried to like look into games that he's backed. Like he's had days where he went like 13-2 or something like some insane like back to back. And I'm like, how the hell did he find these lines? Like I just don't get it, man. The dude, he's on fire, so I'm gonna just let him rock. I'll
For
watch it, toast to it, but
For sure, for sure. Thoughts on the SMU game? I feel like the SMU side is going to be a very popular side, um, and actually, I'm on the other side here. SMU, um, they this season in a true road game, they have not beaten a Ken Palm top 100 team this entire season. So tonight they are facing one of those teams, and I have to see them do it. And actually, like as far as the actual like Notre Dame side, they're like really not a bad team. The only thing that scares me in this game is actually like defense, uh, because actually like SMU can just run up points. They like really can. But I haven't seen the latest injury report. It was looking like SMU was going to have either one or actually 2 guys out, um, and they were pretty key. It'd be guys that I would want in. Sorry, I don't have it pulled up in front of me whatsoever here. Um, but as far as I know, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I haven't been able to really look in the past like hour or so here. Um, but I would definitely be on the Notre Dame side. And actually, that's another one. Like that's kind of like not a fun bet,
yeah.
but it's one
I'm
of those spots where I definitely think it's the spot there.
Notre Dame's has some pretty big spreads, and I don't like to just look at, ATS, just take it face value. I like to look at it and see, okay, well, how big was the spread? Because I expect you to have a good ATS record if you only land 2 or 3 points, right? But if you
Yeah,
land 7, 8, or 9, those lines are a lot harder to cover. So I'm willing to bet on a 2-3 team or 1-4 team if your average spread line is 7.5, that's a lot of damn points. So,
right.
that's when you kind of just take it out and you look at it as, okay, they're barely not covering. So the value is on that team, right? Because yeah, so I don't know. I I think I'm gonna ride with you with that Notre Dame
Yeah,
because this does look like a trap line to me. Like, how is the line only 1.5 and you're missing 2 key players? And you're 4-1 against the spread. Like that screams trap. So I'm definitely riding that Notre Dame spot with you.
it does. It does. Got Monzy Man in the chat. What's going on, man? Thoughts on South Dakota State -7? Um, I don't know. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Let me see where we're at here. Um, Let me find it. Let me find it. Sorry, guys. That game is somewhere here.
South Dakota State versus North Dakota State. Okay. Little in-town rivalry, huh?
Okay,
In
here we
state.
go. Sorry. Yeah, I just found it here. Um, I have South Dakota State favored by 8. Let me pull up some numbers here.
I can buy that.
Um, let me see what they've been previously doing. Because I'm not that far off the spread. I am showing some small value on them. Um, San Diego State at home against the spread, they're actually 9-3 on the year. Yeah, mine's Matt. Well, he actually said that. Yeah, they actually definitely play really actually good at home. They've actually not lost a home game, but actually we're not talking about wins and losses here. We're actually talking about a 7-point spread. Looks like you can actually get a 6.5. Looks like at BetMGM. Let me look at something else real quick.
I'm just looking at this.
South Dakota State just beat them. That's what I thought. That actually game was not that long ago.
Yeah, I beat them twice.
So, that's a big difference, man, because they were getting 3 points that actually last game. They were getting 3 points
And won outright
there,
by 10.
and now they're laying 7 at like home. That's a big jump. But my numbers say that's right, man. I It's something from everything I've seen. I don't really. Let me look at something. What is their team total?
Uh,
Because they're gonna score points here. Um, that I do know. The team total is 82.5. Yeah, I actually have them at 83. So yeah, man, Monzi, this game I really think the lines are pretty much spot on. But the South Dakota State, that would
they're
definitely be
not.
the way that I would lean. Parlay piece, definitely. Yes, yes, I absolutely love that because I'm showing some like value there. So as far as the money line, there actually is some still there. Um, so yeah, parlay. I'm trying to think just off my head here.
Is
What
it
would get,
minus?
what
Is
would
it
get that?
minus 287?
What would get that? Minus like 280. Yeah, yeah, in that 280
Okay.
range. So probably like maybe actually
I'm
like
seeing.
UAB. UAB, I think tonight is actually laying around 4.5 points. That was another one, kind of like this game, where I was showing value, but not quite enough to actually jump in. But that's a side tonight that I definitely really like to just actually win. So I'm not sure what actually UAB and then a South Dakota State money line parlay would actually get you. But that should be a decent price though. Um, and like that is one I definitely like. Yes, sir. And thank you for actually being in here with us, man. All right, guys. Is there any other games you want us to break down? If so, put them in the chat really quick. If not, we're probably gonna jump on out of here. I thought this was going to be a short show, and we are 45 minutes in now.
Hey, it happens, man.
Yeah, yep. That always happens with us. um, but yeah, guys, tonight play of the day, Alabama money line. Looks like you can still get a plus 110. There's fine. I actually gave it out to clients at plus 115. So actually, like, that is still good. But yeah, guys, be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5, we got the NBA's full slate back. It's looking like there's some good games.
Some
So
good spots.
yeah, so we're gonna have plenty to talk about, for sure. But yeah, as far as we seem to be running hot. Seems like everybody's running hot. Seems like all like the hockey stuff. I mean, like I know Nick has been keep on giving out those plays, and actually like the 4 like Nations Cup, he's been killing those.
Yeah.
KO's been hot, and footy's been just
Footy's been insane, bro.
so hot.
Like
Um,
I've never had a day where I just had a solid soccer day. Like I know
yeah.
my bet tracking app is like, what the hell is he doing, dude? Like everybody's hot, man.
So yeah, now's definitely a good time to get in with us. Um, but yeah, guys, I believe that's going to be it. So Joe, if you would like to do the honors.
Y'all know what my guy DJ Khaled said, right? You either win with us or watch us win. Either way, let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win.